Big Perk, what's this about?
You talked about legacy.
Former NBA player and current basketball analyst for ESPN, Kendrick Perkins. To put it mildly, he may be in trouble. And it stems from this company that Perkins serves as co-founder. It's called Nilly. From Dan Murphy, who is technically Perkins' co-worker at the four-letter network. He writes, Nilly offers upfront payments to athletes in exchange, this is from media, for a percentage of NIL earnings. Nilly is also given exclusive NIL rights, meaning only the company will be able to use or sell an athlete's likeness for a period of time.
Nilly.
I'll get to Murphy's write-up in a moment. Perkins teamed up with this dude, though, Christopher Ricciardi, who ESPN calls a Wall Street veteran. Depending on how you feel about Wall Street may dictate your feelings on this.
Chill.
Nilly is also supported by Harlan Capital Partners, who have been in the investment game for quite some time. Many media reports are indicating that they are committing around or at $200 million.
Okay.
From Sports Illustrated, Nilly has faced scrutiny, with some questioning whether the model takes advantage of broke student athletes needing quick cash. It's been labeled in one word via CBS Sports, ESPN, and other major outlets in sports media as predatory. In essence, the scheme goes like this. Nilly offers cash upfront. Okay, anywhere from $25,000 into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. This company will get exclusive rights to use or sell the athlete's name, image, and likeness for up to 7 years. And the company and its investors, just had something come up.
Nasty.
The company and its investors receive between 10% and 50% of the player's NIL earnings
50?
during that time period. I need to be very clear about this.
50.
There are experts who have said you are trying to, and I'm summarizing, you're trying to get like a 17 or 18-year-old to sign up with your company and you're giving them cash up front, but you're going to, in a way, to an extent, control what they do for the next 7 years?
50%? What?
That's a warning. 7 years when you're 18, a lot is going to change. And Perkins is playing up the angle, which is true to an extent, but in this instance, it seems kind of meh, which is, hey, who hasn't been there when you can't afford groceries? Who hasn't been there when, you got to keep the water running and you got to pay rent?
Big Perk. Big dog. Let's talk through this one right here. Raise your hand if you went to college. Raise your hand if on day one when you went to college orientation, you were excited to see the girls or the ladies out there. You were excited to see the fellas. Forget them classes. Forget the syllabus. Forget this campus. Where the ladies at? And then before you even could say hello to that pretty young lady walking across that college walk, hey, how you doing, sir? How's it going? You're a freshman here? All right, welcome to Columbia. I am representing MBNA Bank. And we have a free opportunity for you. This credit card right here. Credit card, yeah, we'll give you $500 worth of credit right now. You know that stereo system that I know you want. You look like a young DJ in the making. You can go get that right now. Oh, really? What do I have to put down? What do I have to do? I said free. Just sign here. And then there's a lot of letters that you got to keep squinting and get a magnifying glass to keep reading the fine print. You don't see that 21%, 25% APR, whatever. You don't even know what APR is. What the hell y'all making an acronym out of? Anyway, we've all been there. I'm going to take you guys through some of my experiences, obviously being an athlete, and then into the financial world to see how this really plays out. Because Kendrick Perkins right now has been labeled, quote unquote, supporting predatory practices, right? Don't want to call Perk a predator without going through this process. But he's certainly been the face of something that, as you read through the details, you quickly understand something went wrong here. Okay. So we're looking at this situation from afar saying, wow, a lot of young athletes signing over their NIL. Some of them underage if you're in high school. Let's just be real. Parents' permission, hopefully. A lot of people are saying that Kendrick Perkins is in a lot of trouble with this situation. Well, let's get all the evidence in before I continue to take you down the path of what I went through.
We'll see. Michael Haddix Jr. serves as the chief executive officer of Scout. He would give the following quote: "To me, it feels like you are preying on people who need the capital now and using that to cloud their focus on the future. It feels predatory, and it's capitalizing on young people who need money and haven't thought through the long-term implications."
One more nugget before we get into this. Listen to this quote right here.
He said some of the fine print in Nilly resembled financial products that serve as loans. His quote, a quote, "These are trashy products designed to take advantage of young kids. And to that I say, damn." Damn.
All right, that's Utah law professor Chris Peterson. Okay. Woo! When you show so much promise that people will promise you the world, this is what we're talking about right here. When you know that you're on the road, the journey, and potentially going to reach the destination of success, that affluence, that aspirational desire to get somewhere, to get there, to land there, and someone tries to intercept and say, "I can get you there faster." Yep. So you're walking around and you're a young high school NIL potential athlete. You're one of the people who has a name, has a profile that we can make money off of. So let's compensate you. And in this situation, the compensation to me has extremes that are absurd. 50% of your NIL is unheard of in my world, in my experiences. Let me take you through all the thresholds I've seen. You know, back in the days, the agents used to get 4%. Then they dropped that down to 3%. Then the big timers start saying, "Hey, you gonna be my agent? 1%. Because guess what? I'm making too much money. So you getting 4% of hundreds of millions of dollars. Excuse me. I'm just like him bringing it up. Too much. 1%. And then you got guys sometimes like Lamar Jackson who represent themselves, keep it in the family, or lawyers for hire. So that's the agent world. Let's get into marketing. Traditionally, you see 20%, sometimes down to 10%. Marketing, okay? NIL, first of all, no one has ever done this. The NCAA, the high schools, everyone around this story said, we never heard of guys paying and giving advances to NIL athletes. So in one sense, you could think that Kendrick Perkins and his company is pioneering something. In another sense, people could say, oh, it's predatory. That's why no one's ever done it. Okay, let's get into this. Because I remember the first time I got paid. I told you the credit card story. Let me tell you about when I got paid. Had an agent, Brad Blank, out of Boston. Tons of clients, big timer, love Brad Blank. I said, Brad, I'm a senior in college. Let me live a little bit. You know, we're talking. I said, I'm a senior. I'm balling. Let me get some. Brad, man of ethics, said, we'll talk after your season. But we can't even sign until you finish. If we sign right now, this is during the recruiting process. If you sign right now, you're going to be ineligible. So I didn't sign. I was talking to other agents as well, but I'm letting them know, look, as soon as we sign, I'm trying to eat. I signed. And immediately I go to Brad. Brad's like, okay, now I know you got another semester. What would you like to do? I said, I'd like to eat right now. Let me get something. He said, how much? And I think I probably said 50,000. This is 1997, y'all. He said, no. No, this is 96, in December 96. He said, no. I said, why? I said, you know I'm about to get drafted, right? You believe in me, right? You've been up here trying to be my agent for a reason, right? He said, yeah, but let me tell you this. You just need enough to get you to when you sign. Don't get too much. Don't do too much. You've been holding your breath for how long? 21 years? You can make it another 6 months. Figure it out. Because I don't want you to get into these bad economic financial habits. He literally said that. You know how much interest he charged me? 0. He was like, no, I'm fronting it to you. You're going to give me right back. There's no interest involved. And then I see stories like this, and I'm like, 50%? Even 10% on the money that you saying I'm promising and I'm going to make. But it is a business deal. So why are we calling it predatory when we live in a system of capitalism, which is predatory, right? Capitalism capitalizes on people. We know that. So I think we got to be a little careful calling Kendrick Perkins a predator, or do we call him an opportunist? Is this predatory, or is he being opportunistic? Okay, so that was a situation where my agent saved me from myself. I'm 21. I'm at Columbia. Now, I am from Compton, and I am from LA, and I am an inner city kid, but at the same time, you would think I'm skewing a little higher in the percentiles than I was in terms of acumen, when at least we're talking financial acumen. Nope, you're young. My dinner table conversations never mentioned a CPA, a CFO. We never talked about annuities. Come on. And these are the kids that Kendrick Perkins and his company are targeting. High school athletes, 17, 18, football and basketball. Oh, we're going to get into the racial part because you know predominantly those are the black sports. Young black males sitting there hearing somebody say, hey, you're going to make some money, but I got the money right now. What you going to do? And then you sign it. And it's not even fine print. I don't think this is fine print, 10 to 50%. I think that's bold print. What do I get? You get $100 and some thousand right now. What do I have to give you? Oh, for 7 years, we're just going to use you up in terms of name, image, and likeness, and we're going to let you do some social posts, and you're going to promote it, and you're going to do some appearances and events, etc. Oh, that's not that bad. Up to a point until you pay us back and we make a little money off of it. Oh, that doesn't sound so bad. But let me tell you why it is bad. So when I got paid by Brad Blank, I couldn't wait to spend that money. It was burning a hole in my pocket so much, I didn't even have a bank account when I went back to Los Angeles. Think about this, right? I used to use Citibank, and the best thing about Citibank in college is that they had $10 minimums, not 20. Because I didn't even have $20 sometimes. I had like $17. I'm like, damn. I went to a place called Nick's Check Cashing. You ever heard of it? Raise your hand. Wouldn't call that predatory, but they certainly sitting there saying, hey, look, we're fast food of check cashing. Basically, you come in here, we're going to take 17, 20% of this, and then you can go home. We cash the check right now, no questions asked. I didn't even want to wait the processing time of which it was going to be at my bank. I'm telling y'all the truth. I can impress you with my success, but I can impact you with my scars, right? That's the old saying. Walked in there, gave him a $10,000 check. I walked out of there with like 7,700 or something crazy. Oh, well, I got 7,700. Let's go. Got my girl her engagement ring. Let me stop. Kept it going. Did they take advantage of me? No one walked me into that Nick's check cash, and I walked in. Did my agent take advantage of me, give me that check? No, he didn't charge me any interest. Matter of fact, he talked me down to the number that I wanted. Because imagine if I walked in there with $50,000, they would have looked at me and said, oh, really? Walked out of there with $35,000 or something. No one put a gun to my head and said, I want this. But we're talking about underage, potentially, some of these guys, right? High school. Parent permission, I hope. But let's look deeper. Let's look deeper. Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Let's talk about how these athletes could be in this position and what should they do. My advice to them is simple. Hold your damn breath. You've held it this long, keep holding it. Not the same for all things, not the same for all situations. I can't make that blanket statement and feel comfortable saying it. Some of these situations, they've been holding their breath, and now they need to come up for some air. My greatest advice, if I had the umbrella at all, would be to simply make sure that you only take what you need. And you don't need a chain. you're already somebody who popping. Everywhere you go, people notice you. I go to high school football games all the time. I go to high school basketball games all the time. And even me, former athlete, knows who the ballers are. It's just the energy. It's just a swell. It's just a swag. Commoditize that. Let that be your bling. Don't buy the bling on top of that because you already know. They already know. What are you going to do? Pay the rent? Okay, if that's the situation, that's the situation. But 10 to 50, man, you are leveraging yourself in a bad situation. And I got saved, not from the credit card companies. Oh, I was owing them in college. Credit all jacked up. But that Knicks check cashing, they got me. And thank God I had some guidance in the form of my agent. The craziest thing is about all of this is that the NCAA predatory practices for so long, if you want to say something, before NIL, y'all knew that those kids had NIL. The craziest thing about it all is for us not to virtue signal, because in a country where there is capitalism, and you know that these guys are on their road and on their journey and on their way to some riches, when is it time to offer them an opportunity that makes you opportunistic? If you grab a 17-year-old with their parents and they say, yeah, we're good with this, what are you going to say in return? Oh, no, you can't do that to that young man. I didn't. I got his mom and dad permission. Well, you can't do that to them because they're broke and poor and they don't know any better. Is that on me? Yeah, it's on you because you know better. But someone knows more than me, and they're going to capitalize on me. So why don't I capitalize on someone else? You see this ethical tangle that we're all in? That's why I'm not coming here like everyone else I've read about this article in the spirit of, wow, Kendrick Perkins. Because I don't even think Kendrick Perkins, my assumption, knows all that he stepped into. Harlan Capital, 200 million committed. We can go after these guys, do something no one else has done. Think they know more about finances than Kendrick Perkins? As Kendrick Perkins, it's like, I know the kids. I could get to the kids and community. Okay, we're going to cut you into this, put you on the cap table, use you as the face of this. Now go get those kids. Oh, this is fine. If they underage, we're going to get their parents' permission. Yeah, I am helping them out. Are you? Perplexing, isn't it? Perplexing, because I know it's easy to just say, hey, Kendrick Perkins, you predator, coming at these kids sideways like that. You know you've been in that situation before. You're familiar with that situation, right? You're supposed to help those kids learn to breathe underwater instead of telling them to come up for air and then get their head chopped off. Or you can say, look, if somebody is showing that they are going to make it, and I jump in that process like agents do all the time and say, hey, I'm going to help you out, but I got to get a little some of this too. Isn't that the American way? Woo! Beat it up in the comments, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Whoa, this is a gangster story right here. Man, I saw that go by a minute ago, and I said, man, dang. Let me jump on that now. You know, it's never too late. And it's never too late for you to go to projecttransition.org. Make sure you log on to projecttransition.org and become a gym member. Just be a giver every month. I'll send you this book right here. Sign, Seal, Deliver. That book right there, Never Shut Up, about my journey, my experiences. Then you know how I got it, check cashing in detail, right? Point being, you'll help out the community. You'll help us educate and empower the itty bitties out there. We need that right there. And I know what y'all waiting for. Without further ado, yes, Christopher McMorrin made a one-time $100 donation to Project Transition. Y'all like, shut up, Wiley. You know we here for this freestyle. Let's get it, dog. Let's get it. Okay, all right, let's go. I hate when I got production issues. That's just making y'all wait even longer. Good. Yay! Let's go. Help the itty bitties in the hood grow. Big Perk in the game. Now he's switching his aim. From the hustle to a new claim. Out here lending, but ain't bright. Trying to dim them itty bitties light. Dreams on the rise. He saw the stars in their eyes. With cash to entice. Don't think twice, kids, sign this line. Uh-oh, everything gonna be fine. What's the plan, Perk? Is this really your work? Carrying debt? What's this game you done made me play? Am I set? Let me say, back in the day, Perk played for the team. Now he crushing these kids' dreams. They can't climb the slope. You crossing out they hope, man. What you did is hard to define. Man, you walking a thin line. We know it's all flawed. Man, they saying Perk's a fraud. Y'all better leave that boy alone, man. Love for you guys, man. Give me a round of applause for that rap. That was a good one, right? I love it. Thank you for your kind. What's up, y'all? It's Marcellus Wiley, founder of Project Transition and proud gym member. I'm excited to share with you an opportunity that will support our kids on their mission to making their dreams a reality. At Project Transition, we believe that real change comes from consistent action and support. That's why we invite you to join our powerful gym membership program that is making a difference every single day. As a gym partner, by giving every month, you'll fuel our mission by providing monthly support that turns into real empowerment and education for underserved youth. Your commitment reduces school dropouts, nurtures communities, and funds impactful programs like the Rising Stars Academy that we share. Together, we can turn potential into prosperity. Join the group of community champions driving change. Your contributions will help aid success by providing essential educational resources, building critical life skills, and fostering community strength. There's no better feeling than knowing your support will ignite hope, foster dreams, and empower the next generation. Join us today and be a part of transformative change. Help our youth become greater than their greatest excuse. Become a gym partner. Thank you.